Liz, where are you calling from?
Rockford, Michigan.
Rockford, Michigan. Okay, cool. And who introduced you to ER Shred?
Don Drury.
I know that guy. I love that guy. He's awesome. So,
Yeah.
and real quick, how did you know Don?
I used to work with his wife,
Oh, good.
so known
Good.
them for a while. Yeah.
That's neat. And Don's on the call. So way to go, Don. Don's a superhero in this moment, for sharing beyond himself and helping someone else. So thank you, Don. And Liz, what's your passion in life? What do you love?
Um, I work in healthcare, so I have a really big passion for just helping people and learning and knowing healthcare related items. I work in the field of cardiology, so
Oh my gosh.
a lot of passion in that.
Wow.
And then a side passion is I own a dance studio.
Oh my gosh. You are
So,
amazing. I know what that entails. My daughter's in dance and
oh,
tumbling.
there you go. Yep.
So I know how busy you are, and I know how much that is to juggle. So mad
Yeah,
respect for that.
thanks.
All right. And then give us an idea, what is your, how would you define your experience thus far on ER Shred?
Yeah, so I finished my first 11-day shred last week. It was I was really amazed by the transformation in just such a short time. Not just physically, but mentally as well. I have been on a path of not taking care of myself a whole lot, taking care of a lot of other people and not myself necessarily. And so it was very empowering to kind of put myself back in control of things and know that I can do this. The cleanse days were intimidating, and definitely went through a lot of mental gymnastics to get through them. But when you come out of it, it is really transformational. I have a ton more energy than I ever thought I could ever have. I'm always a person
See,
who
and when you say this,
sleeps in.
I got to tell you this. When you say this, I'm sitting here going, I need to do cleanse days because I avoid them. And, I mean, I know the benefits. I know how good they are. Believe me, I'm an advocate, huge advocate.
Yeah.
But, I tend to forget or find myself, and so thank you for that. Thank you for mentioning that. What else were you saying there?
I was just commenting on the energy. Like it was a little interesting at first. I'm kind of a person, I love sleeping in. Like if I can sleep in, oh, I'm happy. But I'm like awake at 5 a.m. and
before the alarm clock, right?
Way before the alarm clock. And the first few days I fought it because I want to sleep in. I got to sleep in, and then I just gave in, and I'm like, I'll just get up, and I feel great all day. I don't get tired in the afternoon like I used to. So just having the energy is amazing.
Yeah, and that's not you. I mean, how was it before?
Before shredding, I mean, before if I could sleep until 9:30 on a weekend day, I was doing it for sure, and then still yawning in the afternoon. So yeah,
pretty big contrast.
Oh, very big contrast. Yeah.
What about you said something about empowering?
So before I shredded, I felt like I was at my heaviest weight ever. My A1C was borderline like pre-diabetic this spring. I felt like I wasn't in a lot of control of like my habits. I was eating just whatever, eating to eat, my husband's work hours shifted, so we had a lot of kind of opposite shifts in the last year, and so I would have time on my hands at home. Now granted, I'm busy because I have the studio and I work, but still the mindless eating. So like making the decision to do the shred, to eat, to like, and I was surprised. I kept very strict. I was a little like, can I do this? But it was easy. I mean, I just made the decision and I did it.
You said it was easy. You just said it was easy. Is that true?
It was. I mean, it was easy to eat. I mean, it was easy to eat, follow the protocol. I mean, just
you felt satiated.
No, absolutely. I've not been hungry.
Satisfied. How about cravings?
I'm a very big sweets person. And honestly, when I started I didn't want anything. I was a little worried. I had a couple of nights out with like a work event and something else. And I was like, okay, it's a comedy night. It's at a brewery. You're going to be around people eating. And, I was afraid I was going to feel hungry or, have some cravings. And I was totally fine.
Just
I felt
solid, just
it
empowered.
was solid. It was just really solid. I will say, like, so I finished my shred and then I did probably, a handful of days of just, shakes and meat. And then we had a weekend away with my family, which I then went a little off plan. The first couple days I did really well. And then I could tell as I like add a couple of this or had a little bit of that. And then by like the fourth day, I was like, yeah, no, I can't. I need to stay in control. I could feel it sliding. So
I know exactly what you mean. And that's part of the education, the shreducation of
Yeah.
ER Shred is learning to interpret self, learning to interpret
mhm.
What's going on there? Wait, the mindlessness, like you
Yeah.
said, great point. The autopilot that starts firing off, the conditioning. And the body speaks in so many ways. I talked to Susan somewhat recently, and I told her I always thought I could drink raw milk, and I was like big on raw milk. And then I started really, really paying attention, and I can't. I just can't because of what it does to me. It actually, we're pretty vulnerable in ER Shred. We're pretty raw. When I have any raw milk, even a little bit, it makes me feel like I need to go to the bathroom all day, and I can't. It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. So learning that about myself, learning about the body, that my body's speaking to me. Any other things, did you, I'm just going to ask because for the people out there that like to know, are you okay sharing any statistics around weight loss, anything like that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
How did you do?
I lost 12 pounds with my 11-day shred.
Oh, that's good.
So I was very surprised. I could tell after the first 2-day cleanse, it was about 7 pounds at that point, and I could feel it. I could definitely feel it around my midsection. And then after it was at the end of the 11 days, when I hit a total of 12, I could definitely tell. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So
any inches? Did you measure?
I didn't measure my inches.
Okay.
Usually that kind of stuff doesn't really motivate me necessarily.
Then go with that, right?
So
just go with that. Like go with how the clothes fit.
Yeah.
Go with how you're feeling. Like I dig that. Yep. Anything else you'd like to say to someone who's considering doing this, or anything you'd like to say to Don, either way?
Well, I would like to say to Don, he and I have chatted periodically for probably 3 years. We figured out Don. I've looked at Isagenix products. I've looked at, different things. I've kind of hemmed and hawed, like, do I get on the wagon? I've always struggled with that, and taking care of myself, like struggled with that essentially. But I finally, I knew I needed to do something. And, Don, I talked to Don again, and he showed me the ER Shred protocol. And I thought, this is really what I need. I needed to eliminate all of the excess. I needed to get back in tune with my body and listen to it, because even though I didn't feel good, I wasn't listening to my body. I was just eating everything, so I needed this reset to remind myself to listen to my body. And
it delivered.
It sure did. Absolutely.
So way to go, Dawn. Way to go for that. And thank you so much, Liz, for coming on and sharing. Anything else you'd like to add? No, thank you guys. I thank this community. It's been wonderful. I've been kind of lurking on the Facebook page and picking up tidbits here and there. And there's so much great information. And I've been loving it. It gets better. I just want to I'm excited for it to get better. it gets better. It gets deeper. It gets deeper. It gets more, it becomes more, God, it just starts spilling over into all other areas of your life. That's what I can tell you. I believe it. In a good way. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.